Hi, everybody. Hello. I am just shooting out some links, so bear with me a minute. This will be, well, I'll wait a little bit before I say that. I was going to say, well, I could say it now and at, some other point. It's going to be a little shorter than usual stream tonight. I've got some stuff I have to do later, but I still want to do a little bit because it's kind of a fun diversion from other things that I have to do. Live now. Bang. Okay. So I didn't want to not stream at all because I actually do enjoy these little diversions and I have some stuff to chat about. Wow, did I misspell that? Yeah. There we go. Do that. Come on, buddy. Paste. Bang. Tweet sent. I told Lando I would send him a link as well if his kids seem to get a kick out of watching me kill Jaws. So one more place that I'm going to retweet. Oh, I should have retweeting. I did that? Okay, so that's there. Let me paste this into here. Streaming some Jaws. Not Dome, some Jaws right now. Right now. Hello, how you doing? And I didn't paste that. One thing, I tell you, it really is one of these trying to keep track of 80 different things. There we go. And I will say in here, you know what? I'm not even going to post it in here. Okay, let me close just so that there's minimal overhead. Okay, so I have tweeted it out. I posted it in the Discords that would care. And, okay, let me make sure everything is working. Let me get a drink. Let me get a sip of water here. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, I will go ahead and do my little, I'll do it in a second. Hold on. Really is amazing, isn't it? That something that has no taste, which is water. Water by itself has no flavor. And yet, in the right circumstances, it is the best tasting thing you could possibly have. It really is a fascinating biological thing. Especially as we've been so engineered to want flavors and salt and sugar and all these other things. And yet water, when you're really thirsty, just nothing beats it, does it? Nothing. Nothing does. Okay, let's go ahead. Not that there's anybody viewing yet, but that's okay. It's not like viewers, they don't matter for this. Not that I'm saying you don't matter, but honestly, if I was going to wait for followers, I wouldn't do much of anything. All right, let's hit that starting soon banner. Or video. Here we go. Look at that, huh? I actually did one today for my drawing stream, because originally I was going to reuse this one. And I decided I didn't want to do that. I wanted it to actually be an independent thing. I wanted the art one to feel very different from this one. So the art one is, I used a lot of pre-assembled assets or pre-built assets out of Adobe stock. I'm not going to pretend I made things. But I found some that I liked that were simple enough because I'm just, I could sit there and I could build stuff. I could, but unless I somehow, I don't know how this would even happen, but unless there was some way where I suddenly had tons of followers and I just can't understand how that would be. And then, it's fine to use this stuff. It's still, at least it's not literally out of the box assets. It's stuff that I kind of customized, moved around, did some editing with, that type of thing. And, so in any event, here we are. So let us play some Jaws. Why am I not? Uh-oh. I'm not hearing anything. Hold on. I bet you my sound isn't working properly. Let me pause this. Not that sound really matters for this game, but I bet. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I should have guessed. All right, let's see. I was having a little bit of problem with my headset earlier. No, I still don't. Oh, okay, it's really low. Okay, I do hear it. Sorry, give me 1 second. Let me boost this up to 50. I never, ever, ever have my speakers above 50. Just don't do it. It's not, I'm just not used to, I try to, number one, I'm trying not to blow my ears out, but also just, I've just gotten used to 50% on pretty much, and I mean that for everything. I really don't go above 50% for, I mean, don't get me wrong, if I'm listening to the right song or something, maybe. But overall, no, I don't really ever go above 50%. My desktop speakers, which are the Klipsch, I think it's supposed to say Klipsch, Pro Medias, the 2.1s. I mean, those things are at like 25% coupled with the, the computer volume. And man, they blast. So in fact, no, my volume on my computer is at 30% most of the time, now that I think about it. So yeah, so I just default to 30% for volume on anything. And so when I had my headphones on, I had them not remembering that the computer, that the headphones themselves are lower, but also I had the computer lower. So long-winded explanation of why I have the volume the way I always forget there's that little thing in the corner of the Twitch Studio thing that indicates if anybody's watching, because I was like, oh, I can't really see the... Not that it really matters. Again, I don't expect much viewership. If one person stops by, even if nobody does, I'm still going to end up pulling these out and putting them on the YouTube channel. So this is still valuable to do this stuff. I find this stuff relaxing. Relaxing as it starts to heat up in California, where it will no doubt in a month be 450,000 degrees, and there's no water, and what else is new? Okay, that looked like it was gonna be a repeat of the last time, where I got a little overconfident on how much I was shooting that shark. So anybody who maybe, why would I say that? Actually I should say it. No, nobody's here, so I won't say it. I'll say it if somebody shows up. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, interesting little thing to discuss, since this is a video game stream, is I got the mid-range Steam Deck, the 256 gigabyte version. I think it came 3 weeks ago. And I pre-ordered it. I did my reservation, and I got lucky. I had reserved it pretty fast, so I got into I guess it would be the Q2 shipping or whatever. So I got the little email, and did my thing. It came pretty quick, I have to say. Nice box. I opened the thing up. Everything works. I'm like, all right, grooving with a Steam Deck, and the reviews have been fairly positive. I mean, obviously, it's a first-gen device, so you expect little things here and there, and of course those things are there. But overall, the reviews have been fairly good from every outlet that I trust. And so, I set it up, and I'm like, okay, booted it up. It's connected pretty quick, no hiccups, everything's working. Found the, controls were nice, responsive. Installed the deck optimized emulation station, which is called EmuDeck. Put some games on there, tested them out. Ran into a few issues with a few of them, which I figured out were actually due to the emulation itself, not the device, which I very quickly found by trying them on a different system. And I was like, all right, this thing's great. Nice device, powerful. Kind of a portable game machine that was legitimately a portable game machine. And I was excited. So, I played it for a couple hours. Like, all right, put the thing down. Found a couple more games. Did a little bit more tweaking on it for another. Oh, no. Oh, Jaws. And I see somebody is watching, so just as I don't know who it is. Could be Lando. Could be somebody else. Whoever it is nuts. I'm not in the shape to take on Jaws right now. Yeah, boy. Let me move here. Anyway, what I was saying at the top of the stream was that this will be a little shorter tonight, so this will not be a normally lengthened normal duration stream. Probably about 40 minutes or so. So I may not kill Jaws twice. Apologies, I try to kill Jaws twice, but it may not happen tonight, especially if he's going to come at me this early. It's going to be a long game. So anyway, got the Steam Deck, played around with it. Was real excited for it. And I think it was, what's today? Today is Tuesday, so I think on Sunday. Sunday I was, putzing about, and I saw it in the thing. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to play something on there today, And then, day goes halfway through. I don't know. I haven't played it yet. Oh, I'm going to, though. Day goes by, I didn't play it. And then I got to a point, and I sat here, and I realized more than thought. I realized I hadn't actually played the thing in a week. And I sat here, and I know, and there's a lot of people, because this device has been extremely popular. I mean, I just lucked out that I happened to pre-order it right away. It's the only reason I've got one this early. But I was sitting there, and and once it kind of occurred to me that I hadn't powered the thing on in a week, I started really thinking about, do I have this device because I actually want it, or was it something that was the idea of it, the classic, oh, the idea of it is better than the reality. And that's really what I ended up coming to, is I'm sitting here going, this is a really powerful little machine. And you know what? Somebody else should use this thing, because I'm not going. I just realized I'm not going to use it enough, because it's a weird thing, because I don't travel a lot. So, and that's really what the portability is. The biggest thing. It's really what it is it's a, for those who don't know, it's a gaming computer in a portable form. That's what it is. So that's what it's meant for, is, okay, you're playing it on the go or in different places. You go out and again, nothing wrong with it from a technical sense. In fact, very impressive machine. I didn't mind. Some people were bothered by the fan whine. That never bothered me. I heard it. I mean, it's there. Don't get me wrong. It does make a little whining noise, the fan, but it's certainly not. It's not anything that I think most people would honestly really be bothered by. You'll notice it. If you get one, you'll notice it. And apparently one of the most recent update, and this is, by the way, there had to have been 3 updates for the thing that I never even installed, because I didn't power the thing on. But anyway, the fan, when I was using it, I forgot about it within, I'm going to say, 60 seconds. And I didn't even hear that little fan anymore. But I just realized, I'm sitting here going, yeah, this is wasted on me. This is a beautiful little piece of hardware that, from a technical level, I appreciate, but I'm never going to use it. Or at least, I'm not going to use it right now. Maybe when the 2nd or 3rd generation comes out, I'll be in some different situation where I will use it. But I just realized that I'd laid out a not inconsiderable sum of money on a nice piece of hardware that I was not going to use. So I said, screw it. I'll put it on eBay. Let somebody who actually wants this thing. And I wasn't going to do the price gouging thing. I wasn't going to be one of those people who's like, I want $1,500 for it. You want it? You're going to pay top. I just listed it. I think I listed it for $550. Hey, sister, how's it going? The hunt is better now. It wasn't great because Jaws came at me really early and I wasn't in any shape to fight him. But now we're doing all right. Now things are evening out. So not bad. Not bad. The hunt continues one way or another. I hope you're good, man. I was going to start an episode of The Expanse before. Well, I'm happy to provide the background noise to drift off to. Oh, yeah, go ahead. I don't care. You can use this stream for whatever you want, as long as it's legal in your country and nobody's getting hurt. Do whatever you want with it. I don't care. So feel free to drift off. Believe me, there's nothing you have to stay awake for here. So yeah, I threw the Steam Deck onto eBay, and I started it at $550, which is $30, I think, more than I paid for it. Because I'm pretty sure the shipping was free on it. And I'm like, all right, so I know it'll get sold. It's 3 a.m. Oh, geez. Yeah, go to bed, man. Go get some sleep. Do not stay up more than 2 minutes for this. That's for sure. Enjoy drifting off. You will hear the repetitive songs of Jaws and my droning voice, so that should do it. So I threw it on eBay, and I set it at the starting auction at $550. And I did a buy it now of, I think I did it for $900, because I'm like, all right, if somebody really can't wait that much, then I might as well make a little bit on it. And I think within 15 minutes, I got a message from a guy. And the guy says, "Hey man, would you be willing to take $800 for it?" And he said, "I completely understand if you won't. It's just that's the budget I've got, and I've been looking around on eBay, and I haven't found one that anybody will take $800 for." And I'm not gonna lie to you. Damn. Let's see. I'm still a power 2. Oh, Jaws is gonna show up, and I'm not in any shape. So I probably spent 5 or 6 actual minutes sitting there going, should I turn this down and see how far up it can go? And then, because it's not like I'm a cynical guy. I'm a negative guy. I don't have a particularly wonderful outlook on the world, just to be honest about it. But so I'm sitting here and I had this thought that, oh no, I could probably, if I say no to this guy and I just wait a couple days, at the very least, somebody will buy this because I looked around and there are people asking $1,200 to $1,500 for this thing. which is just, I mean, it's just ridiculous. And so I thought, so my first thought was the natural American impulse. Oh, how much money can I make off it, right? And then and then I kind of caught myself. I'm like, don't think that way. Don't get into that. And then my second impulse was, my other natural impulse was, oh, well, okay, how do I know this guy only has $800? Is this just a guy who's looking for a sucker, right? Somebody who will believe that he only has $800, and for all I know, this guy's got $2,000 laying around, and he's just looking for the lowest price, right? So taking advantage of somebody who might be, willing to buy a story. So there I had another hesitation for a minute or two. And then I thought, you know what? If my error, if my mistake is in being willing to believe somebody for something like where I'm going to make money anyway. See, that's the other thing. It's not like he asked me to sell to him for $400 where I'd be taking a loss. Then, I probably would have said no. But the reality is I'm making money no matter what. I'm going to make more than I spent for it. So worst case scenario, somebody who obviously desperate. Now, the thing that would be terrible is if this guy bought it just to gouge somebody else. And I suppose that's a possibility. I can't rule it out. I hope that's not what it was, but I hope not, because that would be, if the guy skimmed me to graft somebody or grift somebody else, that would suck. But after a couple minutes, I went, worst case thing, man. I'm making an error on the side of being nice to somebody and allowing somebody who can't find this thing to be able to get it and use it. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take $800, whatever. And the guy paid me within about 60 seconds. So yeah, I had the Steam Deck for about 3 weeks, and I just found that I wasn't using it enough to be worth it. So, and it's strange because normally something like that, I would just keep it because it's a piece of cool tech, and even if I'm not using it, if there's nothing wrong with it, maybe I'll use it at some point. But I really just kept thinking about it going, there's probably people who will really use this thing and really want it. Why not let somebody else actually enjoy it? What am I holding on to this thing for if I'm not using it? And again, strange because there was nothing wrong with it. Most times when I'm ditching something, it's because there's actually no use for it or whatever. But I can't really say that. The thing worked great. I mean, it didn't. The battery life's not great, but everybody knew that from the reviews. That was not a surprise. Not as if I expected fantastic battery life and then was let down by the fact that it wasn't. No, I mean, it was just wasn't a thing that I really had a use for. And, I think a lot of people hold on to things that they don't need for too long, and I decided not to be that way, especially because it really was of no loss to me, literally and financially. I wasn't losing something I actually wanted all that badly, obviously. I mean, I wanted it, but clearly I didn't really want it because I wasn't using it. And hopefully somebody else gets to use it. I think it's, if we did more of that, just in terms of passing things on as opposed to just throwing them in a junk pile somewhere, be a little bit of a better world. See, and that's where my inclination, my desire for the world to be better is at constant odds with my misery over it. One of the hard moments of adulthood for me was realizing, I'm going to pause this so I can read it and not die. Yeah, that's really it. That is literally what, because honestly, it's always interesting to observe, if you can in yourself, the sort of, whatever you want to call it, the cultural or societal influence. Because my first impulse was to say no to get as much money as possible. And not because I'm in some kind of financial need. That's a completely different story. If somebody is really in a dire strait and they need as much money as possible, then yeah, that's something else. I'm not in that situation. I mean, the fact that I was able to buy a Steam Deck, obviously I'm not in that financial... I mean, I'm not saying there's not people who might have bought it and then something catastrophic happened, but that's not what it was with me. That's a different thing. But even without that, even with no need for anything, knowing that even if I'd only gotten $600 for it, that I'm still getting more than I paid for it, still my first impulse was, wait, no, you can make more money if you hold on to it. It's an ugly thing. It's an ugly thing. I don't like it. But that's, I mean, in the U.S., that's what you're conditioned for. is it's all about cash, man. Just get as much cash as possible. So it's not a surprise that that's the first impulse. But yeah, it got to that point where I went, you know what? I'd rather, because I'm never going to know. I don't know this guy. I don't think that either way this guy's going to ever contact me again. That's perfectly fine. I don't expect to get a note of a picture with him going, yay, I love my Steam Deck, or anything like that. So I will just construct the narrative in my mind that this was somebody who really wanted the thing and had saved enough money and just couldn't find one that anybody on eBay was willing to let go of, and I was the person who did it. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. I was far more annoyed at the fact that you now have to give eBay all this information about yourself to get paid. But that's a completely separate thing. But yeah, no, it is that idea of, okay, there's only so much you can change in the world, so you can choose to operate a certain way or not. And that's, that will then, by extension, kind of color your outlook on it. Which, don't get me wrong, being nice to somebody on eBay is not going to suddenly make me look around and go, you know what? The world ain't so bad. But it's, at least I'm not contributing to it, I guess. And that's something. It's better than nothing. So hopefully somebody else is enjoying the Steam Deck. Nice piece of hardware, gotta say. For what little I used of it, which was probably about 5 or 6 hours, nice piece of hardware. For what it is and what it's doing, the battery thing, you'd have to expect that for what this machine is actually doing. And, oh, jeez, ran right into him. Right, I wasn't even really paying attention. Oh, and moving jellyfish. This is going to be a delight. This is just going to be wonderful. Jeez, what the hell this is going to be. Okay, let's see. I don't even know if I can concentrate. I have to concentrate on staying alive here. I don't even think I can think about shooting jaws too much, because the moving jellyfish are going to be the nightmare here. So yeah, I mean, it was fun to play with. It's almost, it's almost like I borrowed it from somebody. That's okay. I don't mind it. I am very curious what the future revs are going to look like, because really, the only things, I mean, a lot of reviews pointed out, it should have an OLED screen. There's a lot of, honestly, oh, jeez, almost ran it right aground. You can't run this ship aground, but still. The stuff that a lot of people had problems with weren't really problems. Again, the fan didn't bother me. Yeah, sure, the screen could be better. Of course it could. I mean, there's always stuff that can be better. Would it be nice if it had a really sharp OLED screen? Sure it would. It would also probably be, I'm going to estimate, $200 more to make. So you have less people that are going to be able to get it. The battery life, sure. But the thing's heavy enough as it is. So it's, the only way you're going to get more battery in there is there's one of two ways, or three ways. Let's start with the one that's the most, unlikely, is some kind of major battery breakthrough that can then be ramped up to manufacturing, which will not happen in a year or two, and probably won't happen anytime soon. The other is to make it even heavier by putting a bigger battery in it, which is not ideal. The thing is pretty heavy as it is. Or you optimize. The optimization will happen. So I would expect that the same battery will manage better at some point, whether it's in future updates in this version or next version, they'll figure that part out. But that's, honestly, if it was the thing that I really would change about it is a heavy machine. And it's a big machine for relatively large. So for that size and the weight, the thing I think would actually help that is, because I don't think you can get rid of the actual physical size, the largeness of it. You need the screen to be a certain size. You need that spacing. So I don't think they can make it any smaller from... Oh, I need more conch shells. Okay, fine. Just don't get caught. Don't get caught. Okay. So I don't think they can do much in terms of the size, like width-wise. Like, they're not going to fix that. This thing is going to be a big machine because of what it is. And the amount of buttons and the track pads and all that stuff. So what I think they would have to do is try to make it lighter. And the problem there is the only way you make it lighter, at least that I can think of, is unless they're going to start manufacturing it out of some kind of ultra lightweight material, which, again, you're getting into cost being driven up, so I don't think they could do that. I mean, could they make it out of some kind of ultra light carbon fiber? I'm sure they could. It would probably cost $3,000, which, not going to sell a lot of units that way. So I think the only way you could really make it lighter is to shave the battery. And, ideally, what they might do, this is a complete guess, I know nothing about anything, is if they care about making it lighter, and I don't know that they do, they may opt to do the optimization and do a bit of a battery shave on it, a slightly smaller battery. You optimize it enough and you minimize the battery as little as possible. What you could end up doing is having an equilibrium in terms of the battery life, right? Between the optimization and a slightly lesser battery, you could get it to stay at about the same battery life. And that could give you some weight reduction. Maybe. I don't know that there's much of materials. I mean, it's not like it's made out of heavy metal and they could switch to plastic to lighten it. So I don't know if they can. I mean, there's manufacturing processes. Of course, there's ways they could do it and they may do it. But I don't know if you're going to get significant weight reduction out of a materials change. You might. But honestly, the only one I can think of is battery. I don't know. I don't know what else. People who are in manufacturing and know more about this technically may have a better answer. Feel free to let me know. But that's what my bet would be, is lighter battery. That's all I can think of. So I don't know. Like I said, nice device. Just wasn't useful to me. Which is too bad. But at the same time, I shouldn't really say that, because I still have a positive impression of it. It really was nothing against the device. It was more just that I realized it was not something that I had a legitimate use for. So, all right. Let's see. Where's Jaws hanging out? We'll just keep sailing around here, because I'm probably going to wrap this up in about 10 minutes. So if Jaws shows up, we'll kill him, and that'll be it. And yeah, otherwise, I'll sail around for a few more minutes and see what I see here in terms of... I kind of expected him to show up by now. He may still. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe the big man will show up. Oh, nice try. So yeah, it's amazing, because the good thing about the Steam Deck, I will say, regardless of my particular experience, is it seems to be very popular, which is great, because coupled with the good reviews, but I think even if the reviews had not been great, I think people really want to get their hands on this thing, which is fantastic, because a lot of the people who are going to put up with some of the early, I don't want to say bugs, but the early Rev or Rev 1 things are going to be people who really want to get into this thing and do interesting things with it. And the fact that it also appears to be a financial, at the very least, not a failure, but I would even say it seems to be like it's a success. That benefit is that Valve is, you would hope, incentivized to keep making it. And so people will dig into it. They're going to figure things out about it. They're going to, they're going to figure out, in some cases, things that maybe even Valve wouldn't have figured out. There's been multiple cases, many cases, where people independently have figured out how to improve something in a game or a system or whatever, and then, told the company how to do it and actually enacted a better result that way. So I hope that the fact that the Steam Deck actually is selling well means that, number one, there'll be another one, and that, there's going to be an incentive to put more work into it and maybe take advantage of the community. And hopefully Valve is doing this to some extent, is reaching out to certain people and saying, because I'm sure these people are active in different forums, whether it's on Steam or other places, and saying, hey, you were mentioning that you managed to do this, would you be willing to help us out with that? Or, and hopefully paying them. Don't take advantage, Valve. Don't be like that. Pay these people for their time and their effort. But I really think that if not in Rev 2, then certainly the third generation of this deck might be just a stunning machine. We'll see. I really hope so, because it is impressive what they've already done in their first shot. To see that thing go through a couple of iterations and improve, and having the financial justification to do so, that would be... I just hope they don't abandon it. Don't pull a thing where they just lose interest, because Valve feels like that sometimes. They have a kind of Google streak where they'll kind of just give up on things sometimes, it feels like, or just not care. I hope this is not one of those, because I think this is a solid foundation to start on. All right, Jaws, where are you? Let's just sit here and wait. He'll find me. He knows he's ready to go. So there he is. Looks like my boat had a fin. All right. Ah. Okay, they caught me. I was curious what my window of invincibility would be against him when the jellyfish got the boat so quick. They actually, that was more generous than I expected. Oh, no! Oh, I lost the sub! Oh, no! Back to the spear gun. What am I going to do? Oh, Bob, what am I going to do? All right. It's okay. I'm a power 7. Short of... Oh! Jeez. Talk about just inviting disaster. I just about swam straight into that jellyfish. I was just about to say, oh, short of swimming into a jellyfish, it should be easy enough. Oh, jeez, man. Oh, they're on top of it. Okay, got him. All right, here we go, everybody. Wrapping up the stream for this evening in what hopefully will be... I hope I don't miss him. Oh, good. I timed it. Oh, no, he did that. Missed on that one. It's all right. Got 2 more. I've actually been pretty good lately. I think only the first... Maybe the first stream I played where I had to strobe him, I think I got him on the 3rd one. Let's see. He always kind of jukes around. He's doing a little bit of a different thing. Usually he kind of angles right towards where the prow... Is this the prow of the boat is? But we'll see. Okay, he probably... Oh, is he... No, he'll move. He'll come back. He'll come back. Come back. Come back. Nope. Yeah, he's doing a little differently tonight. Interesting. I mean, he's still going to die. Don't get me wrong. This is not going to let him escape. I have the patience. There is no timer, which is good. That is the one thing I'm sort of surprised they didn't put a timer, because you really can be infinitely patient with this. And almost you will get him. I mean, you're going to get him. So it's just a matter of time. So let's see. Which way is he going to angle? I'm going to say he's going to left. Yep. And then maybe right. No. Yeah, he's falling. Oh, got him. No. Wow. Okay. All right. All right. Things are... Wait. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. He went way over there. Yeah, he's all over the place tonight, man. He's drunk. Jaws is just... What is he doing? Bang! Oh, no! All right. Well. Interesting. I really thought I had him there. Okay. Well, that's all right. Without the sub, though. What a bummer. Not as easy without the sub. You get used to that maneuverability. Which is... It's terrible when you don't have it. I mean, interesting. So what is worse, to have the little sharks that I have to shoot 1,000 times with the spear gun, or to have the jellyfish that I have to actively really kind of try to get around? I don't know. It's a tough question. I don't know. It's hard to say. Oh, boy. Whoo! Okay. I think the jellyfish might be worse. At least with the sharks, they're slow. The sharks are not difficult to evade the way these things are. See, because if they corner you just right, you really have to... You got to land your shots real well. Now, luckily, they're spaced a little bit. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, got them. Yeah, when they're spaced, I really feel like you're vindicating the 12-year-old me to hit. You know what? This is stupid. I don't need this. You know what? This game is... It's bad. It's a very junky game. But there is something... Obviously, I've done this now how many times? I've played this game now in the last month a dozen times, whatever. There is something that is... The loop is both satisfying and brief. So there's a tension constantly between the game having not enough to do because you're doing the same thing over and over. But at the same time, that repetition is comforting somehow. But see, I always liked this game. I liked this game even when I was young. Did I even hit one? I hit one. I get nothing for that, I don't think. Yeah. I remember liking this game even when I was a kid. And I can't explain why. I just mean... Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Oh, come on. Boy, they really screwed me. Wow, they really screwed me there. Those sharks are going to run right into me. Jeez, man. That's not really fair. Those, I mean, maybe I would have been invincible, but those little sharks are going to run right into me, man. That's not right. You're supposed to get a little, I mean, Jaws can't hit you when you're on the top, but these things certainly can. Unbelievable. Man, they were really trying to screw me there. Oh, jeez, here we go. Yeah, so you don't want this. You don't want opposite sharks. Okay, now they're sort of, yeah, you don't want them, you want them all going the same way. You don't want this. This is very easy to get stuck with. This is not good. All right, that's good. They're all shells, so that's okay. And fortunately, oh my god, but see, they absorb so many of the shots for him that they slow everything down. You know, which is not, it's not terrible. At level 7, even with the spear gun, this should be easy enough to do. But still, it's more of an annoyance, and I don't want it to time out where he'll get away. He won't. He's done now. All right, hold on. I just got to get the positioning right, and he should be done on this. There, we got him. This is it. All right, let's see how he reacts this time. Because that last round was, I mean, his last thing was really strange. Usually it's not as bouncy or whatever term you want to use. All right, that was my fault. I timed that wrong. He's going really sharp. Interesting. Oh, yes, thank you, Arrow on the bottom. Arrow's there helpfully to tell me he's over to the right. Yeah, he's acting really differently compared to all the other streams. He's really far over. Like, he's really angling. This is interesting. Okay, it's fine. But yeah, strange. I mean, but that's, I guess that breaks up. I was complaining about, oh, he's dead now. Done. And then he comes right at me. I mean, this game is something else, man. It's like, he spent how many things shooting 9,000 feet left and right, and then he just comes right at me at the end. Okay, whatever. Well, you know what? Ended up being a more eventful stream than I had planned it to be. So that's a great way to end, on a random Jaws deciding to commit Harry Carry and come right at me and get impaled. Is Harry Carry suicide? That's a Japanese thing, right? Because there's seppuku. Are seppuku and Harry Carry the same thing? Is Harry Carry a term you're not supposed to use anymore? Oh no. I don't know. I can never keep track. Anyway, whatever it was, Jaws decided that life in the sea was not worth living anymore and came straight at me. So he's finished, and now so am I. So I will say happy Tuesday or whatever day it is for everybody listening, watching. Shouldn't just say listening. Glad I find. Yeah, well, hey, thanks for being here. This is it. So you now never have to come back for another one unless you want to see this again and whatever topic is on my mind. But yeah, this is what it is. So Jaws has been defeated yet again. So shall it ever be. Maybe. Or not. No, it was. Even the one time I died, I still got him. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. Tell everybody have a wonderful night. And we'll catch you on the next stream. I might do an art stream tomorrow or Thursday. I'm gonna try to do an art stream this week, because I think I got that setup figured out. That will be completely different looking than this because I've got all the graphics in place. So anyway, everybody have a wonderful evening, and we'll talk to you on whatever the next stream ends up being. Good night, folks.